Welcome back again, guys. Here we are on the BMW 550i V8. I believe it is the N63 series. I want to say it's N62, N63 series. Anyway, back to the car again. We've made a little bit more progress this time. As you can see, I now have the coil pack completely removed from the back of the valve cover. As you also notice, we are down to the injectors. I have the injectors disconnected entirely. Wires, lines, those are free. Once we, I was talking earlier about these lines that go over the valve cover. That's kind of where I'm at on this driver's side now. There's nothing else for me to remove. All the wires are out of the way. I'm hoping that this harness here will move far enough out of the way to clear the valve. It looks like as if it will. So I'm hoping that it will. Looks like we got enough room here, so we should be good. But underneath here on this edge, there is a big fuel rail. It's probably about this big, round-wise. And if you put your hand down in there, you can feel it. It's a pretty big pipe. You can't see it, unfortunately. It's right underneath the edge of the valve cover. These lines are separate. There's 4 individual ones. One here, 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 and here. All these 4 lines screw into that big rail down underneath, just as if they do up here on the top. Only issue is there's no way to get a wrench in there. I don't have a line wrench, so I can't get down in there with a line wrench to take those off. So the best thing we can do is, when I first started this, I mentioned that there may be a bracket or something down here on the fuel rail that we would have to get underneath, which there is, and that's what I'm talking here about now. On this rail, you can go along it, and I feel 3 bolts. I want to say there should be 4, but I've only found 3. If there's another one, it's probably up here in the front somewhere, pretty hard to get to. But I can only feel 3 bolts under there. They're regular, standard, just regular bolts. Those are holding in that big rail up against the side of the side of the valve cover. Where we're at on this passenger side now is, I did find out that from trying to work with it, there is no other way to do this passenger side without opening up this panel in the top corner here. As you can see, I opened this panel. There's no wiring in there anymore. Here's the connectors. They just kind of slide onto this plastic. You just pull them out. A couple of them have a little clip underneath, like this one here. A couple on this side has some clips. Just release them, unbolt this line here, and then you have to loosen up. You have to loosen up this crossbar. You don't have to take it out. You just have to loosen up the one in the back underneath that one there. You just loosen that one up, and this one here you have to take out entirely, so you can pivot the arm. And what that does is it allows us to pull all of this from underneath. You can see all of this came out of here. It was in that box. It runs underneath this line, this pipe. So you loosen that up, and then you're able to pull all of this through. And where I'm at on this side now is, you can see that the coil pack is up and out off of the valve cover. And what we're currently working towards now is damn, this light, man, this light's getting in my way. Try to keep it there to allow you guys to see what's going on. It keeps just getting in my way right now. But anyway, back to the car again. Now, like I said, as you can see, here's those lines that I pulled out of the box. They come from that back corner, and now we can pull all of this up towards the front. However, you see it won't come out of there. There's still, all the bolts are out. There's 2 bolts that are holding it in. I've taken the bolts out just like I did on the driver's side. However, I'm not sure if you could see this or not, but in this back corner going downward, there is another line that runs down here along the side of the valve cover. It goes down somewhere and connects. You have to get down there and find out where that connects, because we need to disconnect that and pull this whole harness forward. once we pull that harness forward, that'll give us the room, hopefully, to squeeze down into here and do the same thing we need to do on the driver's side, loosen up those bolts, pull the rail free to get all of these out of here. Now, I didn't loosen these ones up yet, but the reason for that is because there is still so much to do to this driver's side just to be able to get to the valve cover bolts. In this case, the only way to get this little yellow box up out of here is to completely remove, and you can see up here in this corner here, I did the same thing. We had to open it up. These little rubber boots, it looks like you can pull them out, but there's a clip that goes over top of them, and here's the clips. Now these clip down over top of these openings here where the wires come through, so it's kind of deceiving. And at first look, you think, you can't take these wires out without taking the whole box out. That's not true. There's 2 clips inside, 2 clips outside. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. Just unclip those clips and boom, they come right out. Unclip the harnesses from the computer inside here and then just pull them out. Then we have this whole area here free to work. You can see now it's trying to come up out. You can lift it up, it's all free. The only thing that's holding this side in now is just that one line in the back, which we have to go down and we have to figure out where that's connecting to. I'm not sure exactly what that's hooked up to, but we have to get down there and get that out. Now once we get that line out, we'll have all of the electrical pretty much out of the way. The only thing that we'll have left to do is just the fuel rail on the left, you can see, and the fuel rail on the right, you can see. Once we get that done, then we should be pretty much smooth sailing. Just go ahead and unbolt the valve cover bolts for the cover, and then it's going to be pretty tight, but they should just pop up out and be able to get them out of there. At the angle that they're sitting in, it should be pretty easy to pull them up. One last thing before I go back and start hacking at this thing some more. I completely just forgot. Oh yes, a little warning for you. The T25 sockets you need to use for each fuse boxes, but be careful. I've done this twice already. I'm kind of mad at myself for it, but I have a 25mm socket, hex bolt socket that fell down inside here. I can't get down there to get it. It's pretty deep. And then I have another one that fell over here down inside this hole here too for this box when I was taking this one out. Be careful with your little small parts. You drop them inside this motor or this car anywhere and it's going to be next to impossible to get them out. So it doesn't look like we're going to be finishing this car today, but I will continue to keep putting videos up as we progress with it. I will show you what it all looks like once it's finished, and I will also try to help you put this thing back together. But this is also a video for valve cover removal. If you need to change your valve cover seals, this is how you have to take this car apart just to get the valve covers out alone. So keep that in mind.